Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Sorry I had to do a part 2 of this Aries to Pisces, so this will be Libra to Pisces, okay? I just had to rearrange a little bit because I was worried I was going to knock things off the table. Let's get our little candle lit, and I realized the pink was dying, so we got the green here. I don't know, it'll probably show up darker than that, but kind of see it's a dark green. All right. So I'll go ahead and start with Libra. We're doing Sun, Moon, Rising, and Part of Fortune with the Green Witch here, doing a little biblio, okay? Be sure to follow all your placements, okay? There's lots of good little things in here. So this may be educational. This may be a hint at something you can do. This may be an idea of a healing practice or whatever it is for you at this time, okay? It could also be a confirmation of energies you might be dealing with, depending on what it's talking about, okay? So take it how it resonates, all right? Let's go. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Part of Fortune. Let's see what Spirit has for you in the book. Not to knock it. You have 5, 1, and 4. Immediately 55, so there may be changes or transition coming. Okay, let's see what's on page 55. Okay, talking about make a sacred outdoor space. If you're fortunate enough to be in an urban green witch with a bit of green space behind or in front of your home, there are a few things you can do with this space to make it vibrant and more sacred. Of course, you can also own or rent land. Then you may want to consider creating a small outdoor sacred space in which you can relax, rebalance, and reconnect with the natural world. Now, I immediately thought of like those urban community gardens. That may be a good spot, okay? I know most of them are done by donation or bartering too, okay? Well, most people who hear the words outdoor sacred space envision a large circle, perhaps with standing stones and a full flourishing garden. The Green Witch knows that sacred space requires nothing so elaborate. A small corner, a garden bench, or even a single stone set in a small flower bed can serve as your sacred space. You may dream of turning your entire backyard into a temple, but in reality, your yard is more likely to be taken up by a play area for children, a tool shed, a pool, or storage. Perhaps you share your green space with others. This will also limit your activities and access. In practical terms, establishing outdoor sacred space can be an even bigger challenge than creating an indoor sacred space. If you find it a chore to keep your indoor space tidy, then an outdoor space will be no different. And that is an understatement. My outdoor sacred space is a hot mess right now. Sister Rain and Brother Wind have done a number. Okay. But I love them so. An entire backyard dedicated as a sacred space means that you'll have to keep that entire space neat, clean, healthy, and well maintained. Sacred space doesn't have to be obvious. It can be a small area that only you recognize as being dedicated to your spirituality. You can choose a set of plants that symbolize your practice and plant them together. You can place a stone among the plants or a small all-weather statue or a trellis upon which you can hang a tiny set of wind chimes. And I have seen them tiny before. Choose anything that has meaning to you. Your small corner of outdoor sacred space should offer you a place to sit or stand, to pause and clear your mind, to touch spirit, and to rebalance yourself. You may also find inspiration in sacred places found in nature. Areas such as streams, pools, and lakes are sometimes seen as sacred, for water is often associated with the otherworld. Perhaps a small fountain or other water feature appeals to you, and you can become your own sacred space. Single trees and groves have also been traditionally seen as sacred. You can plant a special tree or bush in your sacred space. Mountains are commonly held to be sacred. While building a mountain or even an earth mound is highly impractical, if not impossible, you might want to represent a mountain with one or more standing stones in any size of your choosing. Even quote-unquote planting a small 12-inch stone into the ground with intention can declare a space sacred. The modern green witch in the urban setting can sometimes feel lost. Other options are always available. Visit your city parks or public gardens to find a place that feels comfortable and calm to you, a place where you can achieve reconnection and rebalancing. Set up a container garden on your balcony. Carefully selected houseplants can also furnish you with a connection to sacred space with the feeling of outdoors as well. And that is it. So basically create a outdoor sacred space. I've even known folks to make portable versions that they can take to the park. Usually a little box with your stone and, some elements from the earth, right? It doesn't matter, whichever, whatever, right? And it also offers a place where you can kind of put something you've collected from the earth while you were there, right? And then you just go there and you open up your little sacred space box and voila, you have a portable sacred space that you could do anywhere, anytime. All right, there you go, Libra. Hopefully that helps. Follow your other placements, all right? Bye. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, part of fortune. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. You have 11, 12, and 7. So those numbers might be significant to you at this time. All right, I'm feeling 237. All right, let's see what's there. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, it's just a list of various herbs and natural items and their meanings, their spiritual meanings, okay? So you may need any one of these, and you can get them in any form, right? Whether it be essential oils or incenses or whatever, okay? Top of the list, eucalyptus for protection and healing, eyebright for truth, pierces through illusion, certainty, and psychic ability, fennel, courage, strength, and cleansing, feverfew, love, fidelity, protection, and healing, flax, money, protection, beauty, and healing, gardenia, love, attraction, peace, and meditation, garlic, healing, house blessing, protection, lust, and anti-theft, geranium, love, healing, protection, and fertility, ginger, healing, love, money, and energy, hawthorn, protection, fertility, and happiness, and last, hazel, mental abilities, fertility, protection, wisdom, and luck. So you may need all of those. We also have herbs listed E, F, G, and H. So those letters may be significant to you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe another herb with those names, or it could be about somebody with those letters. Okay. E, F, G, and H. All right. So if you're looking for anything like that, you can use it. Flax and garlic and ginger and fennel can all be found at the grocery store pretty easily in various forms. Just put the intention into it when you use it. They do make some very amazing flaxseed oil and flaxseed cereals too. So there's that. Witch hazel. As you clean your face with witch hazel, you can imagine that. That's what that is. Hawthorn's tree. Let's see. Gardenia is a flower. I don't know if those are in season yet. Eucalyptus, if you're lucky enough to be around it. I have plenty of those around where I live, so I can always just go find a eucalyptus tree and get a little bit of bark, okay, and put that somewhere. So those are things you may need at this time, okay, or at least similar things that handle some of those issues, okay. There you go. Hopefully that helps. Have a good one. Bye. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what Spirit has for you through the Green Witch. Numbers 9, 8, and 12 might be significant to you at this time. 173, okay. 173 might be significant. That adds up to 11. So you might be seeing 11s. Okay, 173. All about making a broom for cleansing energy. All right. Using a broom to purify an area. Finding a natural bristled broom can be a challenge, but there's no need to despair. Making her own tools is a time honored practice for a witch of any kind, his or her, of course. And making a broom is particularly easy. Creating a twig broom. All right. You even have instructions. I will read all of it for you. So you might want to think about getting a broom or having a broom for cleansing, okay? Gather twigs in a long stick from below the trees where you live so your broom is a tool tied into the energy of your particular geographic location. Mixed with your own personal energy, this natural energy will create a broom vibrating with green witch power. Try to identify the trees from which you gather your twigs. The more you know about your supplies, the more tuned into their energy you'll be. And if you're like me and you've got trees in your backyard that you constantly have to trim up anyway, save all those branches and twigs. I do. Or at least I did until the landscaping guys took it all away. I was like, no! I was hopeful to make a ficus broom. But that's not a big deal. She's always going to keep growing, so she'll give me more love later. If you have trees on your own land, save twigs in a long stick during your annual pruning. Exactly what I do. Otherwise, you can usually walk residential streets in the fall and gather twigs from the piles of pruned material lying on the curbside for rubbish pickup. Ask the residents permission to take the branches and twigs if they're lying on private property. If the wood you pick up is wet, allow it to dry in a protected ventilated space, such as a garage or your basement, for a couple of weeks. When making a broom, it is important to wind the leather tightly around the twigs. The tension is part of what keeps the twigs on the end of the broom. So you'll need work gloves, newspaper, one stout stick approximately 5 feet long, between 3/4 and 1 inch in diameter, so thickness, a saw, which is optional, depending on what you're working with, right? Sandpaper, twigs approximately 18 inches long, no thicker than a 1/4 inch each, enough to make a 3-inch pile when you gather them together in your hands, wood glue, leather strip or cord, 5 feet long, at least 3/4 inch wide, and 4 finishing nails and a hammer, okay? 1, cover your work area with newspaper, so that's what the newspaper's for. Take the 5-foot stick and decide which end will be at the top of the handle and which end will be the sweeping end. If the stick has bark on it, decide whether you wish to strip it off or keep it on. If you're using a branch broken off from a tree, you may wish to saw the top end flat. Sand the top end of the handle so that no sharp edges or splinters remain. That way you can handle it safely, right? Sort through the pile of smaller sticks and cut off or break any that have other twigs sticking out at odd angles. With the saw, trim them all roughly to 18 inches long. Take one of the thicker twigs and set it against the broom end of the broom's handle. Overlap the ends of the twig and the broom handle so that approximately 5 to 6 inches of the twig is lying against the bottom 5 inches of the broom. This will give it strength, okay? The twig will extend about a foot past the end of the broom. Dot wood glue along those overlapping 5 inches and press the twig against the broom. Laying one end of the leather strip across the twig, add a drop of wood glue to secure it to the wood. Holding it together firmly, hammer one of the finishing nails through the leather strip and the twig into the broom. Spread a thin layer of glue around the bottom 5 inches of the broom and begin to add additional 18-inch twigs overlapping the top 5 to 6 inches of each twig against the bottom. So basically you're layering those bottom twigs, right? Place the second twig over the leather strap, then the next twig under it. Make sure you maintain a consistent tension on the leather strap. We should actually do a video of this. I would love to do that. Let me know in the comments if you'd love to see this. I'll have to gather supplies. When you reach the first twig again, dot some more glue along the top 5 inches of the first layer of twigs and continue adding more twigs, still alternating the leather strap above and below the twigs. So you're kind of like weaving it in, right? Remember to keep the twigs wrapped tight. Don't worry about making sure the ends of the twigs are perfectly even. This is a handmade broom and a tool of magic designed to sweep air and energy, not an even floor. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you have reached the halfway point of the second layer, opposite where you started, hold the leather taut and hammer a second finishing nail through it and the twig into the first layer of the twigs and the handle below. Continue adding twigs. Continue adding the twigs to the broom, dotting more wood glue along the tops of the twigs as you begin another layer. Keep winding the leather over and under the twigs. When you are satisfied with the thickness of the twig end of the broom, or when you come to the end of your pile of twigs, hammer another nail into the twigs through to the broom handle. Dot more glue along the side of the rest of the leather strap and wrap the leather around the twigs. Pull it tight. Secure the end of the leather with a final dot of glue and one final nail. Allow the broom to rest flat, not dangling, on a table or floor for at least 36 hours or until the glue has completely dried. If you wish to further decorate your broom by winding leather around the handle, adding feathers or shells or stones, or by carving it, do so when the glue is dry. Before you use your new magical broom for the first time, empower it by holding it in your hands and visualize a sparkling white light glowing around it. See the sparkling energy being absorbed into the broom. If you like, you may further bless it with the 4 elements, and that would be earth, air, fire, and water. All right, so if you want to see that, comment down below, all right? I think that's cool. All right, there you go. Hopefully that helps. So basically, energy clearing. That's what sweep your space, clean your space, okay? That's pretty much the message of that, all right? And do it yourself, right? Any practices you can do where you put your energy into it every step of the way is ideal, okay? Bye. All right, Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, part of fortune. Let's see what Spirit has for you. All right, number 4, number 7, and number 10 may be significant to you at this time. 111, really? That's exactly what popped up. 111. All right. 111 may be significant. All right. Something being manifested? I swear, Spirit is funny. You may have also some communication issues at this time because I just had a throat tickle that just went nuts as I laughed. All right. On page 111, we have the planet. I believe this is, are these woods, trees? Magic of trees. These are trees. Okay. You have the elder, the Sambucus canadensis, Sambucus nigra as well. Elder is also known as witchwood. It is said that bad luck will fall upon anyone who does not ask the tree's permission 3 times before harvesting any part of it. Folklore associates the elder with the crone aspect of the goddess and with witches, and thus elderwood is rarely used to make furniture or as firewood for fear of incurring their wrath. Medicinally, elder bark is used as a diuretic, purgative, and emetic. The berries are used as a laxative and diuretic and also induce perspiration, and the leaves are used as an external emollient for irritated skin, sprains, and bruises. Okay, so that may mean something to you, all right? Maybe you're having some digestive issues or water weight gain. Okay. Could be hormonal. I immediately thought of like menopause with the crone aspect, okay? So there might be like menopausal oriented type of symptoms you're experiencing right now, and it could be ascension related, all right? I'm definitely sensing that with the tree aspect of things, you know, how they keep growing, right? An infusion of elder flowers taken as a tea encourages the body to perspire, thus helping the body to work through a cold or illness, and also helps loosen chest and sinus congestion. So if you're having issues with that, maybe elderflower tea is a good idea, okay? Or you might need some kind of tea or something for that, okay, that you can take. Elderflower water makes an excellent topical application for irritated skin, including problems such as sunburn and acne, as well as an eye wash. Of course, I would always talk to doctors first before you try anything and test it on your skin first, okay? Magically, elderwood is associated with protection, especially against being struck by lightning. Woo! Prosperity and healing, okay? So maybe you might need to address any of those issues at this time. And if you want to try elder, great. Or a similar herb, there are plenty, or spice, or medicine, or whatever practice you do. Okay, that is helpful to you at this time. Okay, always consult doctors and nutritionists if you're going to be ingesting anything, or if you have sensitivities or allergies or something. Okay, just make sure it's safe for you to use. Okay, but yeah, laxative, diuretic, purgative, emetic, irritated skin, sprains, and bruises. It could also be warning you that any of these issues may be coming down the pipeline too, and may last a while. Trees do last a very, very long time. So maybe for years to come, as far as human longevity is concerned. Protection, maybe some protection is needed, prosperity and healing, okay? Let's see, is there anything else I missed? Sweating, maybe it has the cold sweats, some kind of illness, chest and sinus congestion too, okay? So you might need to be paying closer attention to those aspects of your physical being at this time and address them as needed. All right. All right, hopefully that helps, Capricorn. Follow your other placements for more insight, okay? Bye. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, part of fortune. Let's see what Spirit has for you through the Green Witch, your complete guide to the natural magic of herbs, flowers, essential oils, and more. All right, numbers 8, 4, and 6 may be significant to you as well. Interesting. They're all divisible by 2. All right, let me close my eyes and see which deduction pops up. '81. Okay, 81 might be significant to you this time. Or the numbers 8 and 1 or 9. 81. What's on page 81? From the section called Manifest the Power of the Seasons. Oh, okay. So, this is meditations for every season, okay? Whichever equinoxes or solstices you're doing, okay? So it's just general. Meditating at each seasonal shift is one of the most direct ways of experiencing the energy of the natural world and tracing your own response to its ebb and flow throughout the year. So Spirit may be preparing you for the upcoming equinox, okay? All right. Use the following seasonal meditation outline as the basis for your meditations. Appropriate seasonal variations. There's more sections for that are given. Using a consistent meditation with only these small variations lets you easily sense the minor differences that come out of the meditation that you might otherwise miss if you followed a different sequence each time. The meditation base, seasonal meditation base. Ideally, this meditation should be done outside, in your garden, in a private and secure spot in a public park, even on your balcony or your patio. If you have access to forests or fields, these two make ideal places in which to encounter and attune to the energy of whichever meditation you're doing, whichever season it's for. If you choose to meditate in a public place, make sure that you are comfortable and feel safe enough to allow yourself the freedom to meditate. If you are concerned about others interfering, go somewhere else or do the meditation in your home. Settle yourself comfortably and close your eyes. Visualize a fine green mist rising from the ground and radiating out from all the growing things around you. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Each time you inhale, visualize that mist of verdant green energy flowing into your lungs and spreading through your body, bringing with it the feeling of comfort and relaxation, of oneness with your surroundings. As you exhale, release any tension, stress, or worry you may be feeling. Allow your personal energy to expand slightly so that it merges with the natural green energy around you. Direct your awareness downward into the soil. Allow it to sink deep into the earth, slowly and gently. Do not force your energy, but let it sink and sift through the particles of earth. When you feel comfortable, stop and feel the energy of the soil around you cradling you, enfolding you. Then you would insert whatever appropriate seasonal visualization after that for whichever season it is, okay? And they have quite a few suggestions in this book for each one. When you feel it is time to return to normal consciousness, offer the soil around your awareness a small gift of gratitude. Emotion is energy after all. It's energy in motion. Then allow your awareness to slowly rise up through the soil to return to your physical body. After spending time within the earth like this, you'll probably be so relaxed that slow movement will be natural to you. Make sure that you take the time to return thoroughly. Do not simply snap yourself back, or you will be disoriented and your personal energy will be unbalanced. So don't shock your system, right? Slowly come back. Once your awareness has returned, ground yourself and take 3 deep breaths. Open your eyes and gently move your arms and legs to warm them up and to reaffirm your physical form. Stand up slowly and do a few gentle stretches to loosen up your muscles. If you so choose, write a summary of your experience in your Greenwich journal. How did it feel to interact with the earth at this season? Did the interaction teach you anything new? Did you learn anything new about your geographic location? Did you pick up any insight from the experience? Write down your thoughts and questions, any visions you may have had, or new understandings you may have come to. Make notes on how you feel as this season begins, what the energy of the location you chose felt like. Remember to note the weather, too. In future years, you can make reading notes in your witch's journal the beginning of your seasonal celebration. Compare how you feel now to how you felt in previous years. What are the similarities? What are the differences? Love it. There you go, Aquarius. So maybe it's maybe something special for these seasons, okay, that you might need to be doing. There might be something specific about the upcoming season that you need to be aware of as well, okay? There you go. Bye. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, part of fortune. Let's see what Spirit has for you. All right, the numbers 8, 3, and 3. So 33 might be significant, or just 3 and 8, okay? Take it how it resonates. Let me just meditate on this a second here. Visualizing the dice. Intuitively sensing which numbers to deduce. $113. All right, 113 might be significant at this time for you. Oh, who got this? I think Virgo or Leo, maybe? Part 1. Okay, that might be specific to you. All right. Collecting and using wood. All right. So there may be something significant about trees or wood right now for you. Perhaps as a talisman, or just to bring into a sacred space. Connecting with trees, something ancestral for you at this time, okay? Some people have difficulty with the idea of cutting live wood away from a tree or bush because they don't know how to do it properly. When you use fresh wood, you capture a lot of life and energy, which may be exactly what you're looking for in your ritual work, or any practice that will involve this wood. Deadfall is the wood from the tree that has discarded as no longer useful. This may not be the kind of vibrant living energy you're looking for. It depends on your personal view of working with the world of nature. So, I mean, deadfall would actually be good for other things. Like if you wanted to pair it with some kind of ritual or meditation where you're trying to move on from something that has ended, for example, and you want to reground yourself and connect spiritually, right? That might be a good application for that. So matchy-matchy, right? In terms of match the energies. It depends. Okay, if you cut fresh wood, you'll likely have to let it dry, as sap and juices can gum up your saw and sandpaper if you're making stuff with it, right? So why use fresh wood? The answer is simple. Your magical intent is implemented as soon as you choose the tree from which you are going to cut some wood. By selecting the tree, you are presenting your request to the energy of the tree itself. As you cut, you're focusing on your goal. And this is exactly every stage of manifestation, right? Stronger energy going through everything. From the very first move, you're empowering it in conjunction with the tree. If it has agreed to donate its wood to your cause. How do you ask the tree for help? Put your hands on the tree and present your intention to it, speaking either out loud or in your mind. Think through why you need the wood, exactly how it will be used, and for what goal. All these thoughts and feelings will flow through your energy into the energy of the tree. Then wait. Trees often need a bit of time to absorb your request, for they function at a different rate than we do. They're slower. They're that grounded. They take forever to grow, right? They just take their sweet time. So of course they're going to take their sweet time. Sometimes the tree will accept your request right away, though at other times you may not get a prompt sense of acceptance or denial. In that case, thank the tree for its time and tell it you will return in a day or two. When you come back, place your hands on the tree again, reach out with your energy, restate your need, and wait for an answer. Sometimes all the tree needs is time. The tree won't tell you in words, of course, if it's all right to cut its branches. Instead, you'll gain a sense of peace or agreement, or alternatively, you may get a sense of maybe this isn't such a good idea. That would be your clairs kicking in and your intuition. So you intuitively get a response, right? Sometimes you might get that response clairvoyantly. You might get it clairsentiently, clairtangently. So pay attention to your body. Or alternatively, you may get a sense that it might not be a good idea. In that case, thank the tree again for its time and consideration. Wish it well and find another tree to ask. And what that does is it raises your vibration. Gratitude does that. So, there you go. You might have to work with wood, specifically with trees, okay? Have a good one. Bye.